The beatbox is back. Hello friends, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, my friends. Namaste. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here, of course, on Football Therapy, where I go across football news media, see what's being said about the Blues and the Rags, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. Today, we're talking about a centre-back that's being heavily linked to Chelsea called Koundé. You might have heard of him from La Liga. Also, it's never going to stop the storm of information regarding both Sergio Aguero and Erling Haaland. An article saying Chelsea could get both. We don't need both. I'd like both. Anyway, I'm going to read you the article, cite certain pieces of information and give you my opinion on it, and then of course ask for yours. So do consider subscribing to this channel if you're new and you enjoy the daily content. And if you want to show your support to me, your friend Jan, please do drop a like on the video because it helps me out a lot. Alright then, let's get into the first story of today's video and talk about a defender. That's right, Koundé off in sunny Spain, a young defender being looked at by all sorts of big European clubs. Of course, Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea plays three ruddy defenders, the greedy blighter. Therefore, he's going to need alternatives. As things stand, he doesn't really have a decent deputy for aging captain Cesar Azpilicueta at right centre-back. And even though he says both Christensen and Thiago Silva could probably play on the sides, they are occupying the central role at the moment. And you know, Christensen's obviously first choice, Thiago Silva is going to be 37, man. And obviously on the left as well, Antonio Rudiger's probably, well, is first choice in that back three. And although we all love Kurt Zouma, seemingly he's not that suited for this sort of tactical setup. So the options aren't great. Chelsea wanted a new dominating centre-half before Thomas Tuchel, and they still want a new defender. Of course, we have the likes of Fikayo Tomori who could be considered, although I think it's likely he does make his move to Milan permanent. People are speculating that he would actually be quite good for the right centre-back role where Azpilicueta is playing. And of course, people are talking about Reece James, who played right centre-back in a back three in the academy for Chelsea. But would we lose too much of his offensive abilities? I think so. Yeah, anyway, let's cite the article from today's source, Caught Offside, and give you some information on the La Liga defender. With Thomas Tuchel favouring a back three, there's an element of expectation that the former PSG boss will be keen to strengthen his defence in the summer with a quality centre-half. Sevilla's Jules Koundé is the name that has been thrown around into the mix, with Colina de Navillon reporting Chelsea's interest in the 22-year-old. There may be serious competition abroad in La Liga, as well as at home, for the Frenchman's signature. However, the publication is claiming that Chelsea could fend off the likes of Manchester City and Spain's Big Three to make the move happen. Right, so a young defender, highly rated, loads of clubs, well, the big clubs in La Liga, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, all want this Sevilla player, and Manchester City linked as well, but Chelsea apparently are looking like favourites maybe. I mean, Pep plays a back four at, you know, PSG, Man City, and he's got his Ruben Dias, John Stones combo. He's got this enough. He's alright. He loves buying fullbacks. Come to Chelsea. Let's read on. As things stand, Tuchel's current options in the centre of defence could certainly do with at least one major improvement. With Thiago Silva set to turn 37 in the summer, the €60 million man, as valued by Transfermarkt, would represent the first major signing of the German's reign at the club. And to be honest, that would be good. I mean, it's so weird with these centre-halves being linked because Chelsea have an immaculate defensive record. West Brom aside, I mean, no one can beat Big Sam's West Brom. No one can keep that elite Galactico attacking force at bay, can they? So we can just discard West Brom. But, you know, if he wants a defender, then give the man a defender. Let's look at the Transfermarkt player data for Koundé. A young 22-year-old Parisian defender with a right foot. I'm sure he has a left one as well, but uses the right. His contract expires in 2 years, his value at £54 million, and can play either side side of a centre-back pairing and presumably in a three-back system. Right, sounds pretty good to me, especially if Chelsea are looking to shave players. I mean, there's likely we're going to sell Kurt Zouma. Sad, I really like him, just really great guy, superior in the air, really good general defender. Everton would probably come in and, you know, give 35, 40 million for him or something like that. Good business in the end, you know, great defender, I love him, but if it's not working in the current project, you got to go with the current project, and it's likely Tomori goes as well. I mean, we've even been playing Emerson Palmieri in a back three at the moment. He's playing as a centre-back or a winger, and interestingly, not as a wing-back, which is weird. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, feelings, opinions, and your knowledge on Koundé down in the comment section below as we move on to the next story and talk about the big headline Galactico vibes, strikers. That's right, you may be bored of it, but you will get even more bored of hearing about Erling Haaland and maybe even Sergio Aguero, who's only just surfaced in terms of being available in the market this summer on a free transfer, both heavily linked with Chelsea. It's likely that, well, it's almost certain that Giroud's out the door in the summer, and it's looking more and more likely that Tammy Abraham is certainly out of favour with Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel and may also be sold, with Timo Werner looking like a wide forward and not a centre forward. Chelsea are certain to need at least one centre forward, and certain articles dictating maybe even two, and if Chelsea brought in both the likes of Erling Haaland and Sergio Aguero, yes, I feel like you, that seems so unlikely, but if they did, you would think, wow, the Chelsea striker goal problem curse would absolutely be broken with those two. I don't think they'd want to be playing off against each other so much. Maybe they could play together, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to cite an article today from the Daily Express. Let's go through it and see what they're saying. Chelsea are keen on the idea of signing both Erling Haaland and Sergio Aguero in the summer transfer window as they seek to add significant amount of goals to their team next season. The Blues harbour ambitions of challenging for the Premier League title under Thomas Tuchel in the 2021-22 campaign, but they know they must improve their goal tally, with the top scorer in the top flight this term being Tammy Abraham and Jorginho both on 6, with all the latter's goals coming from the penalty spot. Off the bat, that is absolutely disgraceful when you think about it. Chelsea don't seem like a really defensive team. They seem like a team that controls the game under Tuchel. And of course, Chelsea were quite an attacking team generally under Frank Lampard, scored goals, just conceded a lot too. So this season, in April, for our top goal scorer to have 6 goals is absolutely incredible if you think about that. There'll be relegation teams that have more higher goal scorer than that, and we're like a top 4 candidate, maybe even a top 3 candidate. Mad! Mental! Let's read on. Strikers Olivier Giroud, Timo Werner and Abraham have combined for just 15 Premier League goals, 4 less than the Golden Boot leader Tottenham's Harry Kane has managed on his own. As a result, Chelsea are one of a number of clubs that are keen to pitch themselves as the best destination for Borussia Dortmund's Haaland should he leave the German Giants this summer. Haaland has struck 49 goals, adding 11 assists in 51 appearances in the Signal Iduna Park. He also is wanted by Man City, Man United, Real Madrid and Barcelona. Well, we all know that much. Everyone wants Erling Haaland. He's got an incredible goal scoring record. Let's move on and talk about what they're saying about Sergio Aguero, because we pretty much know all that about Erling Haaland. Let's read on. Aguero will meanwhile be a free agent once his contract with Man City expires in June, but the Argentine is eager to stay in England despite a 10-year stint at the Etihad. That's because he is the 4th all-time Premier League top goal scorer list on 181, and he will believe he can become second place to Wayne Rooney on 208, although leader Alan Shearer is still way ahead on 260. That's pretty interesting, because I was certain he'd want to go to Barcelona and hang out with Messi for a year or two. Sunshine, etc. But it makes sense because he's been such a gunman in England for a decade that he wants to really put his name up on the podium in terms of historical top goal scorers, and not playing that much at City kind of makes sense that maybe if he seizes a chance to start for another top 4 Premier League team, he can continue that venture. Pretty interesting. Let's read this last bit. According to 90 Min, Chelsea are open to the idea of bringing in both Haaland and Aguero, with the future of Abraham entering the final 2 years of his contract, and currently unwilling to extend and Giroud, 34, out of contract this summer, is uncertain. The report claims Chelsea are willing to break the bank to lead Haaland ahead of many of their rivals for the prolific Norway international signature, but the idea of signing a second striker is the idea being discussed at Stamford Bridge and is one the Londoners are open to. Right, that's so funny. Aguero, come to Chelsea, another huge Premier League option for you to continue your quest to become one of the greatest goal scorers in English history. Cool. You're going to be second striker to Haaland, I'm afraid. Nah, he is not about that. That is never going to happen unless Thomas Tuchel pitches a plan and says, look man, I'm German and you all thought I was going to be about Werner and Havertz. I'm not too keen on it. Do you know what I want? I want Aguero, Haaland, and Mason Mount behind. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I want that. I have absolutely not given up on the Germans. I think Havertz is an amazing talent. I think Werner's a great goal scorer in there. I'm just saying theoretical world here. I don't know personally what's going to go on. It does seem fanciful to Chelsea get both of these strikers, if not impossible, and you wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea got neither. I've already done a video recently about Belotti, go back and check that out, good option. It's just a news story that I'm reacting to. But what do you think? Get down in the comment section below and express your thoughts, feelings and emotions on the Koundé story, Aguero, the Haaland. I want to hear it, my friends. Comment down below, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.